want to be mindful of her time. So I'm going to call this meeting for the Neighborhood Restoration and Beautification Commission to order on June 4th at 4 p.m. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Jim Grabowski.
Here.
Chair Stafford.
Here.
Commissioner Kathy Grabowski.
Yeah.
Commissioner Jane Shimke.
Here.
Vice Chair Lysina is absent, and Commissioner Mark Whitliff.
Here.
Roll call complete.
Public comments on agenda-related items. Seeing no public, we'll move right on to approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I will second.
We will need an approval of meeting minutes from our May 7th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Support.
All right, unfinished business. Kids safe.
I'm sorry, we do need votes on those two, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So the first one was the motion to approve the agenda. It was motion by Jane, second by Mark.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay. And the second was motion to approve the minutes from May 7th. That was made by Jim. And who was the second on that?
Me.
Jane. Thank you.
And then all in favor?
Me.
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Moving on to unfinished business, Kids Safety Day. Maddie has provided us in our packets with some additional information, art supplies, as well as the drawings drawings, right? We classified as drawings.
Coloring pages.
Coloring pages, thank you, that's what I'm looking for. That would be presented at the Kids Safety Day for the NRBC's table. And so starting with the art theme, don't know, I believe we kind of made a formal motion last meeting to say that was what we wanted to go with, was that art theme for our table at Kids Safety Day. Is there any discussion?
Are you talking about all three of these?
Right now, we're just talking about the theme.
Yeah, just this theme. So just making sure we're all still okay with the art theme? Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. I don't believe we need a motion on that. And then just moving down to the approved images. And so now, yes, the three that are being proposed are.
I was drawn to this first one because the kids are so cute. But there was something on here that is not safe. How do I move this? Can I? Okay, you don't approach a dog unless you ask permission, first of all. And there are ways to approach a dog. That's not good. That's not safe. So I'm against that one because of that.
Okay.
Maybe it is his dog, though.
Well,
Just saying.
He could be walking a dog on leash.
and then he should be taking care of him and doing something. I was more thinking just approaching a dog, and that is a big no-no, and even adults don't know that, as far as you don't just approach a dog. So
Would you like to see that removed then?
unfortunately, yes,
Okay.
because I like the characters otherwise.
Maddie, is that okay if we were to sub that out?
Would you want something else there? Because I think the 4 looks nice.
I think if we can replace it with something else, that would be great. If we could just, I'd like the 4 as well, kind of
Yeah.
different scenes, maybe,
Yeah, I agree.
Find a different image to replace the third one with. I'm okay with the other 2. I think they're kind of complex enough to hit multiple age ranges and provide variety. So I have no other comments on the 3. Anybody else?
No, thank you.
Would we like a formal motion on this?
Yeah.
Probably not. Okay,
Consensus, that's
okay, there's consensus, good. And then, so the next item is the ordering of art supply. Maddie's provided some options from Amazon for crayons as well as bigger boxes of crayons.
Well, so there's 2 ideas here. Also, while we're on the topic, I will not be able to attend the event. So I just want to make sure there will be attendance.
What was the
The
date?
June 13th.
June 13th. I will be there.
Okay. I'm no longer able to attend, so just want to make sure someone can be there. The 2 ideas here, and I was not there last year, know the format, but if we wanted kids to have their own box of crayons and be able to leave with them, use them while they're there, or take them away and color somewhere else, there's the 24 pack of 4 count crayons. Or we have the large set of crayons with additional colors that could be left on the table.
Why don't you just buy those little boxes with 4 or 5?
That's what this first option is.
Yeah, that'd be the best thing, and if they take them, it don't matter.
I agree with Jim. I like the idea of actually having them take.
I mean, that's a
take
big
the
thing
crayons
to
with
give them out around.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, you go into restaurants
Do we
and
have-
family restaurant, and they have them, that you can take them, so.
Do we have an idea of how many boxes we need?
I would say probably 50 or so.
We could do 2 packs of 24.
Does that sound reasonable? Because I haven't attended this event either, so I don't know.
I'm trying to remember how many kids came through last year. And, I mean, there were quite a few, but 100, I think I'd go with 100. It depends what they cost. I don't know what they cost.
So it's,
Well, that's 1437.
yeah. So maybe we do 3 packs.
So-
Maybe we split it.
I would honestly do 4.
Okay, 4?
Because you can't have enough crayons.
Because remember, it's a giveaway,
Yeah,
so people
yeah.
are taking.
That's
You
true.
don't wanna run out.
That's true.
One child
Okay.
gets them, the next one doesn't, yeah.
That's true. So,
4 packs of crayons of the 4 packs of 24 boxes of crayons.
96.
Yeah.
yeah, sounds
Sounds
good to
good.
me. All right, do I have a motion to buy 4 boxes of, or 4 orders of?
To buy 4 boxes of the pack of 24 boxes.
And I support that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How many coloring pages do we want?
We're getting the nitty-gritties now. Well, if we're ordering almost 100 boxes of crayons, I would say you probably want 25 of each to give some variety.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe a little more.
That'd be
Like
good.
30 of each?
30
90?
of each, yeah, to have 90 pages.
And these are, you said $14 a box?
No, in the.
No, for the
24 boxes.
24 boxes, it's
Oh, okay,
$14.
I'm sorry, thank you.
Let me bring my glasses. Yeah, there's 24 boxes.
All right, and so moving on to the spring cleanup day, I wanted to have this on unfinished business just to kind of review how everybody thought the event went. It was well attended. It was a pretty consistent
Great.
flow, I think. We had a lot of support this year. I feel like a lot of Republic help was there, where I feel like they had only 2 people there last year, so having almost 4 or 5 was really helpful.
Yep.
And I thought the freeze-on as the item was also pretty
Yeah?
successful.
People kept saying, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. They were so happy.
Yeah, so any comments, I guess, any comments, critiques, maybe ways that we could improve it? for
Did
next
we
year?
get any totals?
Not yet.
Yeah, Consumers does provide that, but they haven't
Okay.
given us anything yet.
You know, for my first one, I thought it went well. It was well organized. I know I had to bug out a little earlier, but, you know, it was a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
Good time.
We almost had too much help, too many hands in the cookie jar at times, so that was a good problem to have.
It is.
It's a good problem to have.
Well, then we let you rest a while.
Yeah, I was too busy eating donuts, so,
Somebody had to.
yeah, right?
Well, yes, they can't go to waste.
So, any further comments on the event particularly, or no?
No, another good one,
Okay.
in the books.
Perfect. Well, with that being finished up, we'll move on to new business. New event idea, neighborhood cleanup and blight cleanup.
Oh, yeah.
Turn this over to Maddie.
Well, I see that people are already putting out Davenports and that on the street. I said, "Hey, come on, people, we just had to pick up the junk."
Well, it is
Yeah.
the first of the month, though. So,
Yeah,
They don't have a truck, maybe.
well, I understand that.
The blight officer, Tim, came to me when we had scheduled the spring cleanup event and asked if the board would be interested in hosting an event similar to what was done in the past, where it was neighborhood-based. So rather choosing a central location in the city, a dumpster would be placed in a specific neighborhood, and it would recruit volunteers to specifically address that neighborhood and help people to move their things to that dumpster and do some neighborhood cleanup.
Maddie, I went, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and we had the dumpster at Lincoln School, and we had another dumpster somewhere. And people hardly came. We were surprised. We thought, man, they'd mob in there to get rid of all the junk. And hardly anybody came. We were cleaning up around the schools and that. We were surprised.
Well, I think we would choose a location based on Tim's recommendation. And I had a blight meeting today with the city manager and the police chief, Jerry and myself. And he expressed interest, both the police chief and city manager expressed interest in doing this again. And you do have budget to use up. And so giving the event another try, and I know that Tim has talked to people face to face who have expressed interest, and, you know, we could try different advertising techniques, and
Yeah, I think advertising is a really big part of it, because people,
And it was good this year, too.
I would agree, and I think the
Yeah.
event was successful, and if we choose a pretty
You know, I mean, it's worth a
populated
try to
area.
Put the dumpsters, you know, and try again. Whatever we can get cleaned up, it's good.
So there's that, and then the city manager also expressed interest in a city hall parking lot cleanup opportunity before the end of the fiscal year to use up some additional funding for material to use the NRBC equipment, some funds for mulch or plants out there, if there would be interest in anyone volunteering or expending our funds for that.
I would have some interest in that. We did this last year in the fall. It was me, Councilmember Lasky, I believe
Yep, yep.
Councilmember Razga showed up, and we had maybe one or two other volunteers. And it was just a gutter cleaning up some of the staircases with the power washer, but this would be more in the parking lot. And so it was a well-received cleanup for City Hall. And so I think it would be a good idea to do the parking lot.
I'll volunteer for that. It's kind of fun.
And you have to maintain it. It should get hopefully easier each time.
Yeah, and so for the cleanup idea, Maddie, was there any dates proposed?
Yeah, so if we wanted to, I think the idea also is to use up some of the funding because everything the NRBC did this last year ended up coming out of a different budget. And so almost the entire budget remains. Bill expressed interest in the end of June 22nd to June 26th.
Okay.
And what's that for, the cleanup?
Yeah, back here.
Okay.
In,
Is this in conjunction with anyone else? Okay, just the NRBC?
Republic would place the dumpster and pick up the dumpster. The NRBC would probably have one day where they volunteered their time, and then the dumpster.
Many.
June 22nd to June 26th.
That's the dumpsters.
And so those are the dates for the actual cleanup event, not City Hall
Yeah.
parking lot. Two
Yeah,
different
yeah,
events. Just want to
that's
be clear about
The
that.
dumpsters.
Okay.
City Hall, Bill talked about June 19th. For the city, it's a working holiday, so we'll be here, but our offices will be closed. I will be out of the office that day, so I can't be there. If anyone was interested and able to volunteer that day, we could also just leave it as tentative. I don't have any specific numbers for that. Both of these would probably be an approval up to a certain amount of funding from the budget. And if it happens, it happens.
Now, what exactly are we thinking of on power washing?
Yeah, power washing, probably cleaning up some of the brush from the winter. There's like trash and
Oh,
bricks
okay.
that have been lifted out there. Some of it's a little overgrown in some places.
I think the parking lot's definitely more the edges of the parking lot. That's
Yeah.
Not necessarily the building.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That
I haven't
is pretty
been
rough around the edges there.
Okay.
But it's where it's kind of the first interaction certain people have at City Hall if you're pulling into the lot to go to the police department. And it is in rough shape at the edge.
Too, stones and rubble down there that.
And we could
people
choose
can
a
turn
different
their
day.
ankle on. Something else, and I'm telling you, I'm a recovering perfectionist. As you're coming to City Hall, there's the stairway that goes down the side of the building. And at the very top of the stairway, there's an opening about this big where somebody could live in there. I don't know if it's,
Okay?
if it's muddy or what in there, but a snake or a mouse or whatever, so that maybe that needs to be looked at and patched.
Okay, well, so how about this? I can maybe do a walkthrough,
Okay.
sometime in the next week or two with Maddie or anybody else who's interested, and just identify maybe some items that we can target. And
Okay.
I think
Yes.
tentatively, let's keep a hold on June 19th. That works well. It is Juneteenth, so as Maddie mentioned, it's a working holiday, and so I might be able to spend some time in the afternoon.
Well, do you want somebody picking, like me looking into?
Yeah, certainly. So I would love to get out there sometime next week then, probably on Monday or Tuesday, to just identify a list of
Okay.
items.
Let me
Okay.
know, and I'll go with you.
Yeah, and then we can
Okay.
keep June 19th as a tentative date. I think the cleanup would be excellent. I am unavailable the 26th to the 28th. But
Okay.
anybody else, I mean, don't let that stop the group. I think it's a great idea to do another event. One spot to maybe think about too is holding it at like the Tabernacle parking lot, kind of on the east side of town, because the Armor Youth is on the western edge of town, so maybe getting closer to
Yeah.
east side would be beneficial too. That's a
We
big
talked
open area.
about, because if we do it, we can leave it in the street as long as it's under a street light
Okay.
and lit. We just need to get police chief approval. So we talked about over by the Maxwell Town, sort of
Yeah.
down by the lake, the marijuana facility. That's not a super busy road.
Okay.
On Manistee Street.
Yeah.
And these are gonna be manned by us or just be there?
I think ideally I would say probably manned for one day and then exist for however many days we get approval of the dumpster for Republic. And again, I just talked to Bill about this afternoon, and so this can be sort of a tentative approval of looking into this event, but
Is the
within the
26th
next month.
26th is a Friday?
So like 26 to 20.
So that week.
Weekend.
26.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay, let's see.
Friday.
Friday.
I would ask them for, dumpsters that are not that real high. Because when we had one at the Lincoln or Tasman School, it was one of them high ones. I mean, if you bring something, you'd have to really, get it over this edge that's way above your head and then dump it
That's a
in. I
good-
mean, is there such a thing as a lower?
Well, some of them open in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one wasn't, and you had to lift it way above your head.
Yeah, I think that's great input, Kathy. But so is there a motion to at least then allow Maddie to look into this as a tentative event? Because I'm personally in favor.
Motion, that Maddie finds out, and I know they're all about the same height. I must should get a real small one, but get the bigger one, and if the people bring it in.
There's a low 30-yard, 20-yard.
Yeah,
Oh.
more ones.
I think Bill asked about a 20-yard.
I would have a door on
Because
it.
it will be easier for people, because
that's right.
otherwise you're lifting it way
Yeah.
above your head and it might be a heavy item.
Yeah, definitely. So I
If
think
they can't, they'll leave it right by the dumpster anyway.
Yeah.
there is a motion on the floor.
And then
though.
could we get a motion to approve the costs up to $1,500 for a dumpster?
I don't know what they call it, but yeah, go ahead, put that in the motion.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
I don't know what
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, yes?
Okay.
And then do you want a motion for the June 19th?
I would, yeah, also
The June 19th is at the parking lot.
yes,
Yeah.
that would be the cleanup. So tentative date to do a city hall cleanup, June 19th.
And up to $500 in spending. We're gonna use up the budget.
Yeah, okay.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion for June 19th.
I'll second
Doesn't
it.
the budget start over in July?
I'll second
Yeah,
That's why we're gonna use it up this month.
this discussion Wednesday.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any discussion?
Nay.
Okay.
we discussed it.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of did that flip-flop. We had all their discussion prior to any motion, but that's okay. Um, Moving on, I guess, public comment. Seeing none, good of the order. Mark, I'll start with you.
The only thing I have is on June 20th, the Dune Jam down at the beach from noon to 11 p.m. They have 5 bands, fish boil, food trucks, and at night they will have a drone show. So,
Drone?
the downtowners are opening.
Cool.
I don't know, it'd be a great time, so.
Okay.
That's it.
I have a couple things. I just want people to be aware. The post office put this in my mail slot in regards to recycling. And I really looked at it, I thought, what? We can now recycle glass again? So, which, most recently, we couldn't do it, right? Correct?
Correct, but
Yeah.
with the tubs now you can,
What?
with the tubs, the dumpster.
Yeah, for the last year.
The light blue trash receptacles, dumpsters.
The bins.
The recycle bin, yeah.
So
I
you-
can put glass in there?
Yep,
Yeah, we've been putting our jars and stuff in there.
yep. They changed that.
I've been keeping my glass separate because I thought the last I heard that it wasn't allowed. Okay, then this is fine. This is correct. I do have a couple other questions. One, as far as blight, I know you can define it different ways, but how about crumbling curbs, roadways? Is that blight? How about weeds? How about trees that have been broken off? Sizable trees, not just saplings. Is that blight?
I would think
specific-
yes.
I'm specifically talking about Cherry Street, but I'm sure there's other places as well.
Yeah, I addressed those islands that they have over
Yeah,
there.
and I'm sure it's the snowplows.
And Mark answered to that was, I wanted them taken out of there if possible. And he said, no, he needs them for his men to know where the middle of the road is.
Well, and it was, I think it's
But
to
they
slow
need,
down
they
traffic.
need to be
Yeah.
carried if they're gonna keep them. And he knows that. I brought that up to him.
So they're going to see,
Whatever he's gonna do.
taking care of them. Yeah. Okay, because they look bad.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something too, just as a reminder, we have C-Click Fix. And so that might be something too, that might be a good use of, if you see maybe a curb or weeds or something, maybe you can use the C-Click Fix, because that will get sent to the city then, and through the proper channels. I've heard some good success stories of things that have been, kind of sitting around, somebody takes one picture on C-Click Fix and it's gone or taken care of,
We use that
say. So
also.
that might be a good spot to use that.
You can put your name on it or submit it anonymously.
I like anonymous.
Yeah.
I
Plain
think
and
you
safe.
get more truthful things when it's anonymous.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. My other question is, what ever happened to doing something with the hackberry trees over on the river?
Yep, so that got kind of lost in the shuffle with Sarah stepping down, and I think there was a lot of discussion of what the intent of the board was. And so that was kind of put on pause, and now they're working on the north side
Right,
of the
but it
river
doesn't-
walk.
it doesn't go that
Yeah,
far, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's I would be happy to have that discussion again and kind of maybe figure out with the group if that's something that we want to try to integrate, because we kind of had that discussion about how we want our year to look, so maybe that could be,
Okay, if you would,
the
please.
fall, we can put that on the next agenda.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Well, about trees, the tree commission did get, and I'm gonna forget the name, but there was an urban forestry group that did a survey of all the public space trees. So everything that we would have an authority to touch has been cataloged, and they've defined which number, which is a pretty low number, should be removed. So I think as far as the trees go, there's always an opportunity to write a form into the Public Works Department, which then goes to the tree commission, and then somebody from there goes to look at the situation, respond, and do something, or not do anything.
Yeah. John Nochi, they did that whole survey last year.
Right.
And they don't have, I don't know if they have a form, but,
Well, the form is something that any person who lives in Manistee can get and submit to the Department of Public Works if they're concerned about a tree impinging on their property or in a public area. So,
That's good to know too.
Yeah.
Because I know the manager, when I brought up these things, he talked about doing the click and fix. You send a picture with the click
Yeah.
and they'll get it to the department it goes to.
well, at this point, I think they've actually defined which trees are considered healthy and
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
Yeah, and theirs is the final word, yeah.
There's a bunch that they have to
The
get.
tree commission.
Well, you don't really notice the hackberry trees unless you're looking for them, because there's so many other, I think they were weed trees originally that have grown up and they're all kind of, what's the saying, I can't see the forest for the trees or something like that.
Well, they've gotten old. So,
Okay,
But that's about it.
Okay, Jim?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, so the only thing I have is, there is a native planting project taking place on the Riverwalk. Seeds Eco Corp was down there all last week, planting native plants that were received through a Wildflower Foundation grant of $1,000. The DDA is funding a portion of the Seeds Eco Corp's work throughout the summer. One thing that we do need are volunteers to help water consistently. These new plants that just got put in, depending on the weather in the summer, will need to be watered almost, every day or every other day. And so I've been collecting a list of volunteers of,
how do you do that?
so they are beds behind the Mosier's building and down to like Glick's. And so there's 2 main beds, and we've received permission from the Mosier's to use their spigot, as well as the Manistee and Marina's fish cleaning station spigot, to run hoses from those 2 and be able to water them. But we're looking for volunteers to just kind of hop.
I'll go.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else would want to be interested in at least filling out the survey to see if there's any days that you might be able to?
I would be
Oh.
willing to help, I need to know more particulars.
Yes, definitely.
How long is this hose
Yeah,
going to be?
yep, definitely. Okay.
But there's only 2 places that they're actually planted.
Yeah, there's 2 main beds on the Riverwalk. That's kind of
See
the
that too?
yep.
I'm just out of the loop.
All right, but that's all I have. Motion to adjourn.
And turn off the lights. I move that we adjourn, yeah.
Have a second?
Wait a second.
Second.
All right.
Watering plants is